It is one of the young states in Nigeria as it was created in 1996 and it has a sobriquet, Salt of the Nation. Ebonyi State is one of the vibrant states in the southeastern part of the country. The state boasts of rich natural resources such as agriculture and solid minerals, including oil and gas. On this special edition of the program, we'll beam our spotlight on the present state of Ebonyi, an effort made by his leadership of engineer David Umai to improve the living standards of the citizens. But that will be through the eye of one who has served in different capacity with the governor of the state. You'll meet my guest in a short while. My guest graduated as a barrister at law in 2002 from Abia State University, Uturu, before being called to the Nigerian bar as a solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria in 2004. He had his legal practice in Marcos Baboye Chambers in Lagos until the time he was called upon by his people to contest election for the State House of Assembly. Then, under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and was elected Chief Whip of the Ebonyi State House of Assembly at the age of 31, while also chairing the Committee on Justice and Judiciary for the first quarter of the tenure and Finance and Appropriation for the second quarter. Aside many memberships, titles, and positions in his favor, he served as a member of State Committee on Collation of the Customary Laws of Ebonyi State. Well, he served as Agri-Commissioner and also the Human Capacity Development, amongst other areas of portfolio. On the spot with me today is the Honorable Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Ebonyi State, Barrister Orji, Uchenna. Orji, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Blessing.
For Ebonyi State, being one of the youngest states, is doing so much. But then they tell you the teething problems are always at the rural levels for every state of the nation. It's beyond the capital of the state to just say development is reaching the people. How has Ebonyi fared in terms of this, especially for a state rich in solid minerals and also agriculture?
Thank you very much. You've aptly captured the whole scenario. The governor believes that for there to be a robust development that will serve the yearnings of the people, that he needs to take development down to the nooks and crannies, that is the rural communities. And so what is the concept? The governor decides that for every project to be cited, analysis has to be made on need, the need of the people, and of course location advantage is also very critical. And so in each local government you have one particular project or the other. But it is important to emphasize at this point that virtually every local government has projects on equal basis.
Every local government?
Every local government. For instance, we have road project, because the government believes that road is one of the most critical projects that must be done for there to be robust development. So every local government has 25-kilometer road to its favor, including bridges where necessary. Every local government has 20-kilometer straight line that is shining 12 hours from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. Every local government has one peculiar project. For instance, we have what is called the College of Medicine. This College of Medicine is going to be the biggest in Africa. It's about 80% completion. It's going to be like heaven on earth. It's going to really capture issues of terminal ailments, those normal ailments that take our big men to countries, other countries of the world. This College of Medicine is the biggest, like I did say, and it's going to be a center of excellence for terminal diseases, including liver problems, lung problems, even blood problems, even cancers, and all of that. It is peculiar in its concept because it has a dialysis center that is going to be the only in Africa. And so it is sited in a particular place. Now we have the international... Where
is this sited?
Sited in Ohazra local government area. Now we have the international airport that is sited between two local government areas of Ezza North and Ezza South. This international market is like that of Abuja. I mean, international airport is like that of Abuja and Lagos. It's going to be one of the the biggest, one of the 3 biggest in Nigeria. And of course, there is tremendous progress in the work. The governor did secure the approval for this project under the current administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. We also have so many other projects. We have what is called a shopping mall. This shopping mall is going to house about 5,000 modern shops. Mr. Bruce of Silverbird said, he came and said that he has never seen in the whole of Africa any mall that is as big as this, as beautiful as this. He says so, he's not a politician.
So at what stages of completion or work are all these projects you've called out? The airport, the shopping mall, the markets?
Yeah, the shopping mall is about 95% completed, just waiting to be occupied. And people are beginning to express interest in occupation of the most beautiful shopping mall in Africa. Now, when you look at our national market is also sited in another part, though within the metropolis, but it's in another local government area within the metropolis. This national market is the biggest in the south, is one of the most beautiful in Nigeria. You need to see it. And it's located along the Trans-Sahara Highway, linking to Cross River if we are able to, linking to even Cameroon if we are able to fix the Cross River Cameroon Bridge, which is the Trans-Sahara Highway. Now, I can also tell you that we have an ecumenical center that is a multifunctional center, that is both for spiritual enrichment, that is for Christians, and also for other social activities like corporate events, conferences. This ecumenical center is the biggest in Africa, I tell you. I have never seen a ecumenical center that is as beautiful as that. It's like the New Jerusalem, kind of a structure. And these are sited in different places. Now, let me tell you, the governor also had to open up all the rural communities, not only through concrete pavement, which is a novel in the history of Nigeria, but also through building or construction of flyovers. See, but instead of yesterday, it's now the next after Lagos and Abuja in terms of the number of flyovers is most incredible and imaginable. That a boy instead of 1996 could now, today be a state with the highest number of flyovers after Abuja and Lagos. It's about 13 number of flyovers the governor did within a period of 5 years. And I can tell you that the idea of the governor is that in the next 100 years, if Christ tarries, that investment will be coming into Ebonyi State without any hindrance arising from conflict of traffic conflict and all the issues. And this has really helped in our agricultural programs, agricultural development program.
Okay. How is it cascading to help agricultural sector?
As a matter of fact, Ebonyi State is an agrarian state. We were into peasant farming before he came on board. So he had to introduce what is called mechanization and commercialization of agriculture. And now that's the use of machines and massive production of agri-produce and all of that. Now, what did he do? He had to ensure that he opens up all those roads leading to those major farm areas, in all the local government areas.
Yes, you said each local government is given the privilege of 25 kilometers road so at this part of the ones linking the farmlands?
Yes, this is part of it, including also what we call the ring road that is connecting the 8 local government areas within the old Abakaliki zone of the state. And the idea is to ensure that the farthest parts of the various communities within these 8 local government areas will be affected. A lot of processes have been put in place, including necessary due process in the execution of the contract that will lead to this ring road construction. Unfortunately, the governor insisted that it must also be by concrete pavement. This concrete pavement ensures that such road will last for 50 years. And that will help in ensuring that our farm produce is taken to the hit and of course taken to other states of the Federation.
Okay, I know with this massive investment in infrastructure and development of all the local governments, definitely security is paramount. And I know for a state as vibrant as that, it will attract different forms of investment and at the same time that you can't shy away from people coming to think they could actually do something about. And we know Ebonyi too has also been in the news for issue of insecurity in past weeks, aspect of criminalities and also criminals attacking police stations and even citizens. There were issues of communal conflict in two local government, Effium and Eza. Let's talk about the one of the conflict between the warring communities. What state are we now to addressing that?
As a matter of fact, the issue of violence arising from communal clashes is one of the few insecurity issues that appear to have bedeviled the state in a recent time. But the governor has now rested his oars in addressing and arresting the issues. Admittably, because of the kind of development that we now have in Ebonyi State, everybody, every community is conscious of the issue of land ownership. You know, because the governor has opened up all the land and investors are gradually coming. So there is this contest about ownership. Perhaps that has triggered the recent issue we have. But so far, so good. The governor has talked strongly, in strong terms to the stakeholders. And that has reduced the tension that we now have in those two locations of Eza Effium and Eza Effium community. And I can tell you that the way he did solve the problem of Eza Ezulo, he's going to solve by ensuring permanent solution, one of which that is being considered is the issue of demarcation of boundary to ensure that the people have a lasting peace. And I can tell you that apart from this communal clash that is being solved now, sorted out, we don't have a case, serious case of criminality, I tell you.
What about those people burning filling station, police station?
Yes, that is the aftermath of the NSAS protest that engulfed virtually all the states of the Federation.
Definitely.
Ours, go to the records, actually the most minimal. That of Ebonyi State, I want to show you, I have all the records.
Okay.
You know, so that is been addressed, and that is the result or the essence of the NSAS youth summit that we have.
We'll take once we get back from this break, Honorable Commissioner, I was holding on to that because I know once issue of the criminality or insecurity is being addressed, definitely those behind, you will have talked to them. So we'll be talking to you about their concerns. What kind of voices were raised and what were those voices concerned about once we get back from this break. You're watching On the Spot, and my guest is the Honorable Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Ebonyi State. We'll be right back with him after this time out. Welcome back. If you just joined us, the program is On the Spot, and I have the Commissioner of Information and State Orientation, Barrister Uchenna Orji, still on the spot. Barrister Orji, before the break, we're trying to tie some of the issues of insecurity which stem from activities of the NSAS protests of 2020. Yes, the skirmishes were all over the nation. Ebonyi State too had its own fair share. But the governor had decided to take on this issue, being the first, even I think, among the states of the Federation, to engage the youth on what exactly is happening. And for a week, this summit held. Activities were drawn from different quarters. I'm sure you want to quickly let us into what those voices that were there, what did they re-echo?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the governor, of course, is known to be a youth-friendly governor. He took a cue from the federal government's initiative of having all the states engage the youths by way of dialogue, through summit, through conference, to know what actually are these agitations for. What Nigerian government and jurisdictions, talking about state government, can do to ensure that the aspirations and agitations of the youths are handled. This is just the philosophy behind the convocation of a 7-day summit by their governor. Like you did say, he became the first governor to do that, being a directive from Mr. President. And now, what are the issues? The governor wanted the youth to talk on thematic areas of wealth creation, job creation, security, education, good governance, or in all levels of government, issues of creative industry, issue of entertainment industry, how we can take advantage of all of these, thematic areas to improve the lives of the people of the country, because that is the crux of the matter. And so there was a 3-day preparation whereof resource persons drawn from different careers or sectors were made to bring them up, to give them a brush, an intellectual brush of what things are all about, so that it can prepare them to also give their feedback.
Were they all indigenous of Ebonyi State?
All indigenous. There are 1,500.
Both facilitators or just the...
No facilitators. Most of them are not even from Ebonyi State.
Okay.
We looked at critical sectors.
Okay.
From the religious sector, from entertainment industry, from all walks of life, from the academia, to talk to them. And some of them are professors, some have done well in their chosen career. And I can tell you that after 3 days of this preparation, the other 3 days was used by the youths by themselves to talk to themselves, to also give a feedback to government. Look at what we want you to do. So the last day was the 7th day, which was the closing ceremony. They used the opportunity to do a communique about what they want.
So what are those things spelled out in the
Exactly.
communique?
Part of what they demanded was that of youth inclusiveness and national governance. I've got that from the agenda. That was the agenda of the team of our summit, that is youth engagement in national development. Okay. Now, what did they demand? They demanded that at least 50% of appointments, including balls, should be given to the youths. That is affirmative action for the youths. They also demanded that there should be, skill acquisition development centers in each of the local government, even though we have a number of them, but it should be decentralized to each of the local government areas. They also demanded for a training institute, youth training institute, whereby youth will be trained in acts of governance from the rural to the national. They also demanded that even successive governments in Ebonyi State should toe the line of the governor by ensuring that youths are integrated into the sphere of governance. Okay. Today, as I speak with you, Ebonyi State government has about 110 number executive council members, and 80% are youths, including me, including the governor. Now, I can also tell you that the governor empowered or brought on board 1,000 number TAs, STAs, and executive assistants. What is their work? It's just to give them mentorship, to understudy the institution of the government, especially the governor, whom God has blessed with the act of leadership. Okay. And also different boards, the governor ensured that the youths were brought up. So they were like saying, if anybody that will succeed, the governor does not toe his line and even improve upon what he has done, there's going to be another disaster. These are some of the issues they raise in their communique.
So then it was said that at the end of the empowerment program, the governor approved the sum of 3 billion naira to inject in the empowerment of not less than 3,000 Ebonyans outreaches.
Yeah, that is the way the governor has always done.
Okay.
The governor actually factored the issue of NSAS issues, empowerment in the 2021 budget, which has been passed and assented into. So the governor declared on that day that 3 billion naira shall be deployed towards the empowerment of the youths, not only the youths, even civil servants, anybody that can bring up a good business plan, that can, that person can get about 1 million naira, to go into his or her business, especially in the area of entrepreneurship, vocational, programs. Okay. And that will really help in making for self-reliance, self-sufficiency.
Okay. All right, talking about self-sufficiency, some other people are part of the workforce while you're supporting this. The workforce is an engine room too for state machinery, at least to run. And I know recently there have been issues of having the minimum wage, which is on the national scale now. They're being drawn to say, okay, can we move it from the exclusive list to the concurrent list? What is the state's government's focus in this direction?
Yeah, this agitation came recently by NLC at the national level. And like you did say, it has been in the exclusive list, the issue of minimum wage. And so the state government has not taken a position on this, so I'm not going to speak on this. But I want to really emphasize that the governor's take is that even if every civil servant, the lowest civil servant makes 100,000, if you multiply it by a year, per month by a year, it's still a peanut. The governor thinks that green collar job is the way to go. Second address, in fact, he called it recently first address system. That is to say, even though you're a civil servant, that the law and constitution, they do permit you to go into farming, whether at the primary level, secondary level, or tertiary level of agriculture. Now you should be empowered. If you are giving 1 million naira in a month to go into agriculture, plus your salary, you should be able to make ends meet to survive the situation of time. And that is the idea of the government. That was why he wrote that 4 billion naira, that 2017, which the civil servants have been assessing depending on your salary scale and also the day you are going to graduate. Some did assess 200,000, some up to 1 million. So they can go into farming.
To financial support.
Exactly, and that's exactly the way to go. And this is part of what the youth also agitated, that civil servants should be assisted with fundings to go into agriculture so as to make up for their civil service.
And that brings us to the issue of rice production in Ebonyi State, which is another great effort by the state. When people talk about local rice or local rice consumption, Abakaliki rice comes quickly to mind. Sustaining this, especially local processing and also improving on that, how has the state fared?
Yeah, so far so good. I must tell you, blessing that our governor, when he came on board, discovered that we have comparative advantage in rice production. What did he do? He also saw that we don't have enough land. So he had to exploit that area of comparative advantage that is in processing.
Okay.
So what he did was to reactivate our processing plant and now how to expand it, by procuring more processing plants, rice milling plants. Today we have a total of 32 metric ton capacity per hour rice milling plant owned by government. No any other government has that in Nigeria. Today we have about 38 metric ton capacity parboiling plant. I don't know if you have heard about that. So what it means is that with the parboiling plant and the rice milling plant, Ebonyi State now has the capacity to supply the rice need, local rice need of the entire Southeast and South-South. Sometimes we also interface with our brothers from the north to get paddies, that is to get on made rice. We can mill.
So strong collaborations are working in that direction.
Very strong
okay, let's quickly touch on the issue of health. The coronavirus dealt a heavy toll on nations, and of course our nation too was affected. And I know for the different states of the federation, they're handling the different access to vaccine currently. Where is Ebonyi State in this, and what is the buying of the people in making sure that they're healthy?
Yeah, recently the state government took delivery of 4,019 number of vaccines. Of course, I've taken mine too.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I want to tell members of the public that we believe in that. We believe in the efficacy of the vaccine as brought by the federal government. And I can tell you that we are making frantic and deliberate effort in sensitizing our people. Social media has been a menace. It comes with positive and negative effects, but we must really face the challenges of ensuring that our people understand the true position of things. We've got a committee, COVID-19 committee at the local government level, state level, that has a duty of sensitizing the people, enforcing also the regulation, precautionary measures.
So your office has state orientation?
We are working strongly. Okay. My office is working strongly in the area of advocacy towards sensitizing the people on this.
Barrister Uchenna Orji, Commissioner of Information and State Orientation, we appreciate your time on the spot. and we wish you well, but trusting that when next we meet with you or His Excellency, it will be beautiful stories like you have told us, and also to diminish those other ugly ones that are trying to create issues in the state. Thank you for coming on the spot.
Thank you very much, Blessing.
And thank you so much for watching On the Spot this week. Next time it will be with another equally interesting guest on the program. My name is Blessing Abu. Goodbye.